Hey everybody, Bob Babbitt here, Breakfast with Bob from Challenge Daytona and the PTO 2020 Championship. We're brought to you by Captiva Spine, John Hall Chevrolet, USA Triathlon, Foundation Risk Partners, and the PTO, the Pro Triathletes Organization. Our next guest, one of the most decorated triathletes of all time, Olympic gold medalist, Nicola Spirig. How are you?
Hello, Bob. I'm fine. Hi.
And a mother of three.
A mother of three, exactly.
Oh, that is so cool. And when I was interviewing this morning Lisa Norden, and we were talking about probably one of the greatest races in history, sprint finish for the gold and silver medal in the 2012 Olympics. When you win the gold in a sprint, did you know when you hit the line, or because there's not often you have photo finish in triathlon?
Yes. Well, I think as an athlete, you always have a feeling.
Yeah.
And I thought I won, but of course at the Olympics you don't rely on your feeling. So
right.
I was actually asking Lisa what she thought.
Yeah.
And she said, well, I think you won, but I'm really happy about silver.
That's exactly what she said, yes.
Yeah. So, but we didn't know officially. We had to wait quite a long time, or it seemed a long time until they had seen the photo finish picture yet.
I said, so I'm sure you guys have sat down with a glass of wine and talked about that. She goes, no, because afterwards Nicola gets whisked away from media and I get whisked away and we've never really been together.
Yeah, that's true.
Talk about
Olympics were really, really busy, and then afterwards I had the baby and she moved on to long distance first, and so we never actually really met anymore.
So she told me that they had done a cake with the picture on it for her because they thought they were going to overturn and she was going to get the gold. And so the cake was just sort of sitting there.
She could have given it to me, no problem.
Exactly. You would have eaten the cake, right?
No problem. I would have eaten it.
So have you been ridden out here yet?
I've ridden it today, yes.
What do you think?
It's very flat.
How windy?
And windy, yes. Yeah. It's going to be interesting. I've never done such a flat course, so it's going to be a first for me.
Well, and also a first, over $1 million in prize money for one.
Yes, also first, exactly.
And also you've got ITU athletes, you've got 70.3 athletes, Ironman champions, athletes. Everybody together. Yeah. You like that?
I like it. It's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be fun to have everyone together and no one knows what to expect. So it's really, really hard to predict how the race will go. And
so when was the last time you were on a time trial bike?
That was 2014 when I did my
6 years ago.
One and only Ironman, yes. And now I was on it for like 3 weeks.
But you won a whole bunch of 70.3 races, all of them on a road bike.
I did them all on the road bike, exactly, yes.
Wow, because you didn't want to mess up yourself for ITU racing?
Yeah, I was. That's one reason. It was just training for me, like getting some fitness for the shorter distance races, and most of the time they were really hilly courses, so I thought it wouldn't make that much of a difference to be on a road bike.
So for when you look back at your career, and it's amazing, from 98 to 2010, you did over 13 years, 72 ITU races, 39 top 10s. That's unbelievable. Do you look back at some of the numbers and sort of go, was that me? That seems unbelievable.
No, I actually never looked at the numbers, but I do look back. Like I was talking to Gustav Iden today, for example, and we were laughing because I did my first race with Rudy Wild, who is also here, another Swiss guy, in 1992. And Gustav said, oh, I wasn't even born then. And we were like, okay. So I do look back also at like the 4 Olympics and doing my 5th Olympics, hopefully next year. I do look back like that, and has been a long time, and I'm really, really happy with my career.
How important has Brett Sutton been in your career? Very
important. I only had 2 coaches in those almost 25 years. One was my father for 15 years, and then I changed to Brett, and now it's him for 15 or 16 years. So he had been a huge influence for me, and without him I definitely wouldn't have that success.
Have there been times, because Didn't you get a law degree too?
Yeah, exactly. I'm a lawyer as well.
You're a lawyer. You're a mother of 3. You're an Olympic gold medalist. And Brett told me that he learned so much because he had to adapt the training to the fact that you're going to take massive time off to become a lawyer and become a mom.
Yeah, I think we learned both a lot. Like,
yes.
What makes our relationship pretty special and really successful, I think, is that we have completely different opinions on a lot of topics.
Yes.
But we always find a way to still sit together, and we always give 100%. So when I went back to university after Beijing 2008, the Olympics,
yep.
He didn't understand that at all. He said, well, now is the time to really
yes.
go after sports, and now is your time in sport. And and I said, no, to me, the law degree is extremely important. To
yes.
have that education, to have that security is important to me. And it took us quite a long time to sit together and find a way to move on together, but we found it, and I think that's what really makes us strong, to always find a way.
So in 2020, you were able to do Valencia, right? You got that?
Mm-hmm.
Got second in Valencia. So obviously your form is still really good.
Yeah, it's okay. Definitely not perfect. I'm not the top fitness, but I don't need to be. My main goal is the Olympics next year, so I'm on the right way.
Okay, so the Olympics is the goal, and you did the full Ironman back in 2014. Do you any interest in doing more? That's a long way.
It's it's a long way. Of course, I thought about moving to long distance. One reason I didn't is my family, the
yes.
kids. Long distance needs a bit more training, and I don't want to really be more away from the family than I have to. But I do have thoughts about projects over the longer distance after the Olympics, but it's not sure yet. Sorry.
That's okay.
It's not true yet.
The other thing that always
I just need to sit forward.
Oh.
Sorry. Yep.
Other thing that impresses me with you is the work you've done with kids over the years. Talk a little bit about that, because that's something that you have wanted to bring kids into our sport and let them know how great triathlon is.
Exactly. Well, I was always so lucky. I always had supporters. I always had people to bring me to sports, and I learned so much about life from sports, like just simple things, how to reach a goal, how to overcome problems, not to give up, just really things that helped me also in my law studies or in other things of life. And so after the Olympics, I tried to give back, and we created a kids series in Switzerland.
Yes. And
we also founded a foundation to go to schools and to teach kids what sports can bring them, how we can help them.
Yes.
So that's really something that gives me a lot of pleasure, and it's amazing to see the kids.
I love it. It's great to spend a little time with you, and I look
Thank
forward
you.
to seeing you racing, and I'm sure you'll be leaving a few of the youngsters behind you. That'd be sort of fun.
Well, we see. I think I'm really happy because that race gave me motivation the last few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
It's cold. It's cold in Switzerland.
Yes.
So to have a goal now, it was great. And I did some good training. And now we see how the race goes.
I love it. Nicola Spirig has been our guest again. Thank you so much for taking time.
Thank you very much.
Again, this is a wrap for today. Breakfast with Bob from Challenge Daytona and the PTO 2020 Championship. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll catch you all tomorrow. See ya.